And before we write anything, we're going to make sure that our circle has a line that separates it into the northern and southern hemispheres. And what is this line? The equator. And what kind of winds happen at the equator? The doldrums. There's not any winds. And if you go sailing there, you're probably going to just hang out. Then on either side of your doldrums or your equator, you've got another line. Shh, stop, okay? Just chill. You've got another line, okay? We're going to start on this side. We're going to label the climate zones. So what climate zone is here and here? Tropical. So this is the tropical zone. And notice how it's going in the middle. It's not at this line. It's not at this line. It's anything that's here. So like I said to my last two classes, here's Mr. Brown. He's from the tropical zone. So I'm going to put Mr. Brown in there. Okay, and then there's a tropical zone over here. Got it? Then on the top and the bottom, there's one more line. What zone is this one right here? And I'm going to put me, because that's you. You live in it. What zone do we live in? The temperate zone. The temperate zone has 4 seasons. The temperate zone is where we live. The winds that affect us in the temperate zone are what? Westerlies, prevailing westerlies. They're going to come all the way from the west coast. Remember ridiculousness? Chanel West Coast sits over here on this side, and Rob Diedrich is over here. He's from Ohio on this side. So when we talk about the winds where we're from, they're going from California to New York or from California to Ohio. Okay? Does everybody see that? Are you sure? These are called the prevailing westerlies. What are the winds that are in the tropical zone? Trade winds. I'm not labeling the trade winds. It always gets everybody crazy. They go in towards the center, which makes the doldrums the doldrums. But I'm just going to write trade on either side, okay? And I'm not going to label prevailing easterlies because that always gets everybody crazy too. But what is the climate zone on the top and the bottom of the world? The polar. So I'm going to put polar here. Polar and polar. Okay? If the wind comes from the polar zone down to the United States, it's going to be cold and dry. If the wind comes from the tropical zone up to the United States, it's going to be warm and moist. It makes the most sense. Mr. Brown lives in the middle of the ocean. There's more water there. When we talk about things up here in your polar zone, you've got more land, so it's going to be dry. And it's going to be cold because it's up further. Okay? Everybody got it? Yes. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. 2 things more for the front. The first thing, oh boy. Sorry, I got to get my thing. The first thing is a warm front. A warm front is depicted by the little half circles, and it's traveling in the direction that the circles are pointing in. Okay? Everything behind the warm front, everything back here, that's why I wrote the word warm over here. Everything over here is warm. Everything over here is going to be colder. Okay? Because the warm front hasn't attacked it yet. The other one is a cold front. You're right. A cold front is the same way. Anything that's back here is going to be cold, and it's going to go in the direction that it's pointing in. Got it? Once you finish that, flip it over. Okay, I'm going to use the back in 3 panels. Here, here, and here. So I'm going to start at the first panel, and we're going to finish up weather. Okay, the very first thing that we're going to talk about with weather is low pressure system, which means a decrease in the barometer. Low pressure system, which means a decrease in the barometer. What weather is associated with a low pressure system? Huh? Nope. Rain. Rainy. Cloudy. And clouds trap moisture, air trap heat in. So when we talk about the temperature, it's going to be warm. When we talk about barometric pressure, it has nothing to do with temperature. It's barometric pressure. It's the pressure of the air. Okay? Low pressure system, cloudy, warm, rainy, or moist, whichever one you want. Okay? Then we've got high pressure is going to be CCS. That's what we decided on my one class. And it means cool, clear, and sunny. Okay, cool, clear, and sunny. CCS. If you remember one, then you don't have to remember the other one. Okay, cool, clear, and sunny. High pressure system. And because there's no clouds or there's limited clouds, then the air is able to escape, which makes it cooler. Does it mean that it's going to be freezing? No. Okay, next thing. Next thing that we're going to talk about are winds. And there's 2 kinds of winds. We've already talked about one. We talked about global winds. Global winds are like your prevailing winds. And we're going to talk about another one right now, which is a sea breeze. And then we're going to leave a little bit of space so we can draw something, and then a land breeze. Okay? On a sea breeze, we have the sun out. That's important. Okay? And the cool air is going to blow this way towards the land. And I always tell my students that I'm wearing a bikini and my hair is flowing this way. Everybody see that beautiful bikini I got on? Don't worry, you get to draw the bikini a little bit more in depth later, okay? When we talk about a land breeze, it happens at night, and the cool air is going to come off the land. So here's me, and I'm not happy, of course, because my hair is going to be in my face. Okay? Always the cold air is on the bottom because cool air sinks and hot air, thank you, Jenna, hot air rises. So if you were to draw this all the way, you'd have a hot air current going this way and a hot air current. What did I do wrong? Oh, going this way. My bad. I almost did that the wrong way. Okay? There is one other kind of local wind. A local wind is called a local wind because it doesn't happen unless you live by these things. If you don't live by the ocean, or if you don't live by a really big lake, or you don't live by a really big pond, you're not going to have a sea breeze or a land breeze. I'm over here, gentlemen. If you do not live by a mountain, you're not going to have this next part. When we talk about this one, they don't call it orographic lifting on the 5th grade test. However, it's important for you to know the real name of it. So what happens is you've got a cloud that gets blown into the mountain via the prevailing winds, As it